Hello and welcome back to Lord Fen Gaming Play Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, the Sith Lords. I'm your host Lord Fen. In this Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 build video, we're building up the Jedi Sentinel and Sith Assassin. As always, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 builds like this. Do not forget to hit that notification bell to be updated more. Here are the pros and cons of this build. Your dark side power is going to be really offensive, and yeah, a lot of foes will die easily. You have about, I say, half of crowd control. That will help you out greatly. Another thing as well is sneak attack. If you know how to sneak attack, when foes are locked down, that's extra damage. As well, you have immunities thanks to the Jedi Sentinel. Now, cons of this build as follows. If you do frontal attacks, you're not going to get the mega DPS that you get when you do sneak attacks. And because you're not a Jedi connoisseur, your force power damage is not going to be rivaling theirs. So let's go ahead and talk about sneak attack mechanics first. Now, sneak attacks is very similar on how it works in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 1. It works exactly the same in 2. So let's use our Baldur's Gate 3 characters as demonstration. So for example, if you're attacking head on against your foe, like for example the Absolute, well, guess what? You're not going to do sneak attack damage. Instead, you're doing normal damage. So, yeah, your DPS is not really up there. So let's talk more about this. Now, if you decide to move from behind your foe, like I have with Asteron attacking the Absolute, you are doing sneak attack damage. That's right. You're going to keep on doing sneak attack damage until your foe turns around and tries to hit you or your foe is dead. So remember, positioning helps big time. So always go behind your foe if you cannot crowd control at all to do some sneak attack extra damage. Now, if you do the following, which is stun attacks, stun grenades, critical strike, any form of force abilities that will lock down your foes. In other words, they cannot move or do actions at all. If you strike them either from a safe distance, like for example Anton with blasters, or in this case with this build, with 2 lightsabers up front, close and personal, you're definitely doing sneak attack damage. This build will be based off doing this type of method. So this way, use your force powers or have Kreia use her force powers. Then you go in and shred your enemies like crazy. And that's how sneak attack works in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. Next up is leveling up our character. Now, for character creation, just remember you're playing you guessed it, a Sith. In other words, Dark Jedi. So you gotta be a total bastard with your choices, ask for more credits, threaten to kill your foes or anybody friendly. Yeah, just making evil choices. Male, female, anyone will do. For this demonstration, I'm playing a female because I want to get disciple in the party. Still, it depends on your preference. Go wherever you want to go, but make sure the Jedi Sentinel class is picked. Otherwise, this build will not work. So let's go ahead and select that at this very time. As always, do not do quick character, instead custom character. You're in control. Any portrait will do. If you played a PC version, got a mod from Nexus for portraits, yeah, it should be there to select. Now, for attributes, here we go. We're going to put strength at 14 since we're using a lightsaber in each hand. Now, if I was using blasters or I decide to go dex style, then the rolls will be reversed. So strength 14 because it will get more damage with that, and of course dex at 10. Now, some people put dex 14 because of the extra defense as well, but again, I'm focusing more on strength. I could get a lot of defense big time with items and such. Constitution at 14, we're going to eventually get that to 18 so we can wear all the implants in the entire game. Intelligence, we're going to do at 14. We'll get that to 16 first, so this way we get extra skill points. That's going to be very important for a Jedi Sentinel because they're skill happy. Wisdom to 14, so this way we get some items and bump it up some more, so this way we could use some force powers, lock down foes, then we do some extra damage. Now we're sneak attack damage. Charisma I kept at 12 just because in case we have to swap between opposite force powers and such, like for example force power line. So here's the final ones. Strength at 14, dexterity 10, constitution, intelligence, wisdom at 14, and 12 charisma. So for skills, this is going to be a little bit different than my Jedi Watchman build. So first of all, persuade and awareness must be capped. This is extremely important. We're going to cap those along with repair and demolition for this build. Now, treat injury and security plus computer use must all be at, you guessed it, 2. We're not going to cap those, but still we'll use some of those skills. Computer use will stop at, I say 20. Demolition, we're going to put 1 point there, so this way we can disable some easy mines for easy EXP points. That's about it for skills. Now, next up are the feats. So I'm going to go over the feat right away. One of them, War Veteran, that's about 25 vitality points you automatically get. Now, if I remember correctly, there's other feats as well. You get lightsabers too. We're not going to touch the lightsaber ones just yet. I'll explain later on that. So, yep. We also get immunity to fear. Yes, we're immune to fear, folks. This is good news. So, first of all, Jedi Defense. This will add points to your deflection rolls and such. You go further down the line, you get more bonuses for that. So, there's your immunity line right there. We start with fear, and then we'll go down the line later. Now, Jedi Sense, we get a boost in defense or so, which is very good. Now, we're going to pick class skill repair. So, for a Jedi Sentinel, they're cross class that costs 2 points. Now, with this feat, it only costs 1 point. So, this is very important. So, when we level up, it'll be a class skill. We're going to do that with demolition as well, everyone, which I think is very important. And that's about it for character creation. Just remember, you have to do evil deeds for this to really work. So this way, you get the +3 dexterity bonus. So next part is build videos. We're going to level up from 2 to 10 as a Jedi Sentinel. We're going to go ahead and go over level 2 to 10. So let's go ahead and level up our Jedi Sentinel. And we're at the, you guess, the mining, asteroid. First of all, we get Force Sensitive. That's about 40 extra Force points. Now we're going to put a whole bunch of points, you guessed it, in the repair. Don't worry about it. We'll catch up with the rest if we need to. So for now, I'll probably do a security and computer use. We'll put points in there and then stop there. So let's go ahead and go over the powers. Now, first power we're going to go ahead and get, I felt like it's a good idea to do so, is Shock. So Shock does 1 to 6 points of damage, area level. Now, if it gets resisted, then what happens is that damage gets cut in half. This is a very good dark side power. It works against organics and droids, which is really nice. If I remember right, I did say 40 for the feet. You get 40 extra force points, and yeah, it should be there. Okay, there's the 25 vitality points for veteran, and then where's the other one at? There you go. And there's your extra 40 force points, which is very good. Now we're at level 3 for a Jedi Sentinel, or I say Dark Jedi Sentinel. Just remember, start doing bad things. You know when it's something bad, go ahead and do it. So let's go for skills. Let's go ahead and do his awareness, persuade, and repair. Those are going to be our top 3 skills for now. We're going to take care of 4th one eventually, but what we're going to do is just leave the other points there because I want to store it. As for feats, we get ourselves another feat. This is going to be very important to get. Class skill Demolition. So Demolition for Jedi Sentinels costs 2 points. Now it costs 1, just like every other class skill, which I think is important. Now, we're going to go ahead and do Fear. We're going to work on this line too. So Fear does is it locks a foe into place as long as they're not immune to it. If they resist Fear, then they're not locked in. But this is very important for a Jedi Sentinel, and then down the line, the Sith Assassin. Now we get Jedi Sentinel level 4. Every level 4, you get yourself a free attribute point. I'm going to be saying that throughout this build video. Now we're going to put ourselves a point in intelligence. Reason being is we're going to get that to 16. So we get another point to use and abuse. Now for skills, let's see here. We'll do awareness, persuade, repair, and then we're going to put some points into demolition. Now the computer use and treat injury and security will be a little bit lacking for a bit, but that's all right. Eventually we'll put some points back into that. So as for powers, I'm going to go ahead and do his burst of speed. So you get 2 defense and your movement speed is double. That's very important. So this way later on, if you become a Sith Assassin, you move to back of the foe really quicker. Now, Jedi Sentinel will be level 5, so let's go ahead and do it. Let's see here. Where's the level up button? And there we go. As for skills, same ones like I did. So awareness, persuade, and repair. And we're going to pump the rest, you guessed it, into demolition. That should be maxed out. Or close to being maxed out, by the way. Now, as for powers, let's see here. Let's see which one we could definitely get. I felt like this is a good one. Force Scream. Force Scream does is this. It does the 3 to 18 points of damage right in front of your foes against organics only. They also lose 2 attribute points. And if they resist, they take half the damage and no 2 attribute points will be lost at all. Still, it's a good offensive ability to use against, I should say, anything that's not a droid. Now we get our Jedi Sentinel to level 6. So let's go ahead and do it. As for skills, let's go ahead and max out, let's see here. Awareness, persuade, repair, and of course, I think, yeah, demolition. Well, we'll just leave the rest of the points for now, and that should definitely do it. As for feats itself, now we got immunity to stun. So we're immune to stun. This is good news, everyone. This is what you really want. Yeah, we're going to get about 15 levels, and last immunity is at 12. So we're going to go ahead and focus on that. Now, the feat I'm going to go ahead and get, I felt like this is important. Regenerate force points. So you regenerate your force points a lot faster in between combat or during combat. So this way, you can use more force powers, or in this case, more dark side powers. So now we're going to go ahead and do his Horror. So Horror is an AoE version of Fear. It locks him into place. If it gets resisted, they don't get locked into place. Now, there's some foes with items that could be immune to Horror, so be careful on that. But still, it's a good lockdown ability to abuse and use. Now we'll get our Jedi Sentinel to, you guessed it, level 7. So Reva here, she's going to get to that level. You see, I'm starting to make some bad choices, that red smoke. That's what you want with this build. So let's do Demolition, Awareness, Persuade, and Repair. These are very, very important, especially Demolition. So this way you get some mines in case we go solo. Now we get 1 point. I decided to go ahead and do Security, bump that up so this way we could open lock such much better. So now we got the 4th skill, and we're going to go ahead and work on is 2-weapon fighting. This is going to be our bread and butter for our offense. Because we're going to have a lightsaber in each hand, which is good. So this does this. Normally the penalty is -10, -6. Unless the offhand weapons, the balanced one is -6, -6. Now with that is base -6, -6. But with an offhand weapon, it's -4 main hand, -6 offhand to hit. Still, we're going to work all the way down that line. So this way we could have our blows connected when we're using a lightsaber in each hand. Now for force powers, I decided to, we're not going to do stun droid. Is this one. Slow. This will slow your foe's movement speed down, -2 to defense, reflex saves, and attack rolls. Now, if they resist, none of that happens to them at all. But still, it's going to work our way to, you guessed it, Plague, the unresistible dark side power on a single target, which is good. Now we're at character level 8. Now we're at Telos. Yeah, that asteroid thing got destroyed. Oops. So every level 4, you get yourself a free attribute point. In this case, for our Jedi Sentinel, we're going to do is intelligence. So we're going to put a point in intelligence. Now we're at 16. We're going to stop there. We are extra points. This is good news. So we get Demolition, Awareness, Persuade, and Repair. Yep, and we're going to put a point into, you guessed the computer use. That'll be good. And if I remember right, I put in the other ones as well. And now there you go. Now next up is we're going to get ourselves another force power. And I decided to get is Affliction. Now Affliction does is this is they lose some attribute points and such. And also they get slowed down just like the previous tier 1. Now they can resist this. If they resist it, nothing happens. But this is much more better than slow. We're going to work towards Plague eventually, which is a very powerful debuff on our immunities. Or I say single target at least. Now we're going to get our Jedi Sentinel to level 9. You start to really make some bad choices. Making people suffer. This is what this build's all about, right? So let's go ahead and get this Demolition, Awareness, Persuade, and Repair. I'm going to go ahead and put a point in the computer use. And that should even things up a little bit. There you go. We'll hit the OK button. As for feats itself, let's see here. Now, improved 2-weapon fighting. The penalty gets dropped down from main hand and offhand, -4, -4. If your offhand is a balanced weapon, that penalty now is -2 on the main hand and -4 on the offhand to hit. So in other words, you'll be more likely to connect your blows because of these 2 feats we have. Now, for force powers, we're going to do is Force Lightning. This is like an arc damage. Any throws in front of you will take 1 to 6 points of damage per level. Now, if they resist it, they take half. But still, a lot of foes will get damaged because of this, which is a good thing. Now we're going to get ourselves Jedi Sentinel to 10. This is the last of the preteen levels. I say 2 to 10. So let's go ahead and just do it. Ignore the unarmed specialists. We're not fist fighters. So we're going to do is Demolition, Awareness, Persuade, Repair, and Security. And computer use. That should definitely do it. As for force powers, let's see here what we could do. Now I'm going to go ahead and pick this one. Night speed is you get extra attack, 4 defense, and you still get the double movement speed, which is real good. This is a very powerful universal power. Every build should have the 4 speed line maxed out. It's really nice. So that's about it for this level. And let's move on to the next set. Now this next set of levels is last time as a Jedi Sentinel, so we'll get that up to 15. So let's start off with level 11. So let's go ahead and see what we get to select for this very level. Now, for skills, we're going to do is demolition, awareness, persuade, and repair, and then, of course, security and computer use. Now, computer use, I'm only get to 20. After that, I'll focus the rest of that on treat injury. Now, I did put a point into stealth on purpose due to the fact I'm about to class change soon, and there's a force ability for a Sith Assassin that you get to abuse and use. And it'll boost up their stealth as well because of that. Now, drain life, this does is it takes life from opponent 1 to 4 points of damage per level, and of course you get healed by that. Now, if they make a saving throw or so, that you only get to take half of that. It's a good ability to use though for dark side users just to heal. It's a self heal, but it's worth it. Now we got our Jedi Sentinel to 12, every level's 4, get yourself a free attribute point. It's like Christmas. We're done with intelligence. Now we're focused on constitution to, you guessed it, 18. We get all the implants in the game. Yeah, we're squeeze every single attribute point from there. So now we do is demolition, awareness, persuade, and repair, and then of course security and computer use. So those are now caught up. Force immunity paralysis. So we cannot be paralyzed. You guessed it right. So in other words, they try to paralyze you. Nope, you're immune to it. You sit by and laugh. Now, Master 2 weapon fighting, the penalty now is dropped down to -2, unless it's a balanced weapon on the offhand, and it's no penalty on the main hand and -2 for to hit. This is real good. It's the best way possible we can get for this build. So we'll be able to hit a lot more often than not. Ignore the lightsaber forms. I always experiment with that. This build, we're going to do something else with that. Now, we're going to do is insanity. This is a very powerful version of horror. It locks foes into place. Now, if they do resist it, they won't get locked into place. It does not work on droids, the fear line, but insanity is the most important, I say, force power for this build. Now we'll get our Jedi Sentinel to 13. We're getting closer to 15. Yeah, that's going to be our max level for the Sentinel class. So let's go over skills. We're going to do is demolition, awareness, persuade, repair, then security, and computer use. Yeah, we're almost halfway there for 20 for computer use. As for feats itself, let's see here. We're going to select some good feats now. Now, I decide at this time to go for the weapon-focused lightsaber, so it has +1 attack bonus with lightsabers. So we have a lightsaber in each hand, so we get a +1 bonus with that, which is good. Now, Force Channel gives you, I think, more force regeneration, less likely for your force abilities to be resisted. For this build, it's really important. Seriously. Eyesight do improve force scream. It does 5 to 30 frontal damage, -4 attribute points. Now, they can resist it. If they do, no attribute points lost on your opponent, and they take half the damage. Only works on organics, though. Now, we're at Jedi Sentinel to 14. Yeah, I'm getting real psyched because I'm getting close to that cap. So let's go ahead and do that. Ignore the unarmed specialists. We're not fist fighters. There's 2 party members are excelling that. Demolition, awareness, persuade, and yeah, there you go. Repair. And then you put a point of computer use and security. Now, as for powers, yeah, we get another lightsaber form. We're going to just ignore that. So let's see what we could get this time. Let's do a plague. This is impossible to resist. However, your opponents lose 12 points from each physical attributes, 1 point each 12 seconds. That's like strength, dexterity, and constitution. This is a really good debuff on your foes. Put on your single target, and then after you lock them down with crowd control, they die more often than not, which is a good thing. Now we get our, Jedi Sentinel to 15. It's the last time as a Jedi Sentinel, so we want 15, so this way we speak to Kreia next, before we get to 16, so we class change. So we get demolition, awareness, persuade, and repair max out, and then the other 2 skills I just shown. Now we get ourselves another feat. So we are basically going to go ahead and do at this very time is Implu Flurry, or Flurry. This does is you get an extra attack, however you get a -1 to defense and -2 penalty to attack rolls. So we're going down that entire line. Eventually we get no penalties, but that extra attack is really nice, especially for a Sith Assassin when we do get that prestige class. It'll help us out greatly. As for powers, let's see here. We're going to go ahead and see which one we're going to go ahead and max out. And that's Night Speed. So you get 2 attacks per round, 4 defense, and you still get that double movement speed. But 2 attacks per round is great. But I should say Flurry there. That's 3 attacks you get to do on a target, which is very good thanks to this buff. After speaking to Kreia, after leveling up to 15 and have over 75% dark side points, you'll be able to become a Sith Assassin. So let's start off with from level 16 to 20 with 16. So with every, I should say, levels of 4, you get yourself a free attribute point. That's character levels, not class. Now we're going to put our point in the Constitution, so we're going to keep on doing that until we get that to 18. So what we're going to do is demolition, awareness, persuade, and repair. Computer use and security. So yeah, we're going to get computer use to 20 and stop there. So we got our point in the stealth, and we get ourselves a new force power that's exclusive. Now when we get sneak attack, that's 1 to 6 extra damage when we do a sneak attack against our opponent. So as long as we are in the right position behind our opponent, or as to say if they're stunned, locked down, we get to do some extra damage. That includes many attacks as well. Yeah, like the flurry line. Greater for prestige senses. This, you gain 2 defense every 5 levels after you get the initial 2. This is really good. So when we get every 5 levels, we get some defense points there. Weapon specialization, lightsaber, so it adds +2 damage bonus with lightsabers, so we get to do a lot more damage with lightsabers now. So because of that, we get 1 in each hand +2 damage with that. As for powers, we get force camouflage. That does is basically allows you to stealth without a stealth belt. Really useful stuff. Now, Master Force Scream is this, does 7 to 42 points of damage. That's sonic, reduce your foe's attributes by 6. If they resist this, no attribute loss. Instead, they only take half the damage. This is organics only, but this is very good against them in case we want to attack them in front of them. So let's go over again, I think, Force Camouflage. And there's your Force Challenge. You should be using that. 50% regenerating Force powers, Force damage, and saving throws versus Force powers we'll have on ourselves. That's good. Now, wait, that's not it there. Where is it? Yeah, there you go. Force Camouflage. This allows you, like I said before, use stealth without a stealth field generator. Yeah, no stealth belt. We get to equip bearer belts because of that. Now, next up is level 17. Now, I'm going to go ahead and switch directions for force power when it's coming up. So, we'll get our Sith Assassin at 2. For now, computer use and security is 1 point. Max out demolition, awareness, persuade, and repair. There'll be shit at 20s for the max out ones, which is very good, especially repair. So let's go ahead and select that. As for powers itself, let's see here. Now, as I said before, I'm going to do something else. I'm not going to do as I normally probably would do is choke for starting out another force power. But I've realized, yeah, if I'm getting to that one planet, that Civil War, I call it. Yeah, where you face one side versus another, you get to choose from, depending on your alignment or so, or actions. Instead, I decided to do Afflict Mind. So Afflict Mind does is it gives you extra options with dialogue, so this way you get to make them do things that they normally shouldn't do. That's what you want, though, with this build. Now we get character level 18, that is Sith Assassin. You guessed it, to 3. Yeah, we're starting to get some more goodies. So Sneak Attack 2 is now, if I remember correctly, 2 to 12 extra damage added to your normal attacks if you perform a sneak attack by attack from behind, or if your foe, I should say, is locked down. So this is going to be very important for Storm. This is going to be our bread and butter DPS. So this way we get to go in immediately after we shave off some, I should say, hit points or vitality points. Foes suffer 1 to 6 points of damage per level all around. It's a very powerful AoE dark side attack. Now they can resist that. They take half the damage, but still, later on levels, you do a lot more. Seriously. And that's about it. Now we get ourselves, you guessed it, to character level 19, Sith Assassin the 4. And no, it's not every level's a 4. It's character level. Computer use and security, the rest of the 4, I should say, you max to 22. And there you go. Now let me hit the OK button. I just want to stare at this for a bit. Okay, let's go to feats. Now, feats, we're going to definitely pick this one. Where is it at? Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and select that one. That is Master Flurry, no penalties, and you get the extra attack. So you couple that with, I say, for example, Master Force Speed. That's 3 extra attacks. 1 from Master Flurry, and of course, the 2 from the Master Speed. So now we're going to go ahead and do is Death Field. So Death Field is everyone suffers 1 to 4 points of damage around them per character level. You take their life, you get healed, and when that happens, yeah, you get healed good. Now, the thing is, it could get resisted. So if it's 40 points of damage, folks resist it, you only get healed 20 points of damage. Now we get our character level 20, Sith Assassin to 5. So we get another 2+2 defense. Now, sneak attack 3, if I remember correctly, that is 3 to 18 points of damage added to your normal attacks if you perform a sneak attack from behind, or you stun your foes. Attribute point, every level 4 you get a free attribute. Go for Constitution. Now, just pick the skills like I'm doing. Computer use and security should be 1 point. Rest should be maxed out. And there you go. As for powers, let's go ahead and select. Let's see here. Yep, I'm going to go get this one. Dominate Mind. It's a much more powerful version than the previous one. Opens up, I should say, all the Force Persuade options. So you can even do something bad or really something good with that if you want to go down that path. Most of it's bad, but with this build, very helpful. And that's about it for this level. So let's move on to the next set of levels. For our next set of levels is level 21 to 30. So if you use no EXP farming tricks, like for example the mines or I should say the Corbin Secret Tomb, you're gonna be stuck at 30. So let's go ahead and start with 21. Let's get the skills like I'm getting. We're getting close to 20 on computer use before we switch to, you guessed it, treat injury. Now for force powers, let's go ahead and pick which one we want. I'm gonna go ahead and start the wound line. So this does is your attacker gets to inflict 2/3 of their I should say vitality points every 2 seconds or so. Now if they resist it, then no effect. It does not affect droids, mainly organics. Now we're at character level 22, Sith Assassin to 7. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's see what we get this time. As for skills, computer use, and then security, then of course max out demolition, awareness, persuade, and repair. As for feats, we get another sneak attack, and let's go ahead and look that over. Okay, that's not it. Last one was 3 to 18. And yep, now it's 4 to 24 extra damage when you do a sneak attack. Very worth it. We're going to get all of them, in fact, because you guessed it, we're Sith Assassins. We get all that goodness. Jedi Sentinels do not. Now, toughness is this. You get 1 extra vitality point per level up. It's also retroactive, so if you get this, for example, at level 20, you get 20 vitality points total. Now, improved camouflage does is it gives you 4+ when you use the camouflage ability when you go into stealth. Very powerful stuff. Now, choke. This inflicts still 2/3 of damage. Also, if I remember correctly, it attacks their, I say, physical attributes. Like, for example, Constitution, Dex, and Strength is -4 penalty. Now, if they resist it, nothing happens to them. Organics only effects. Now we get character level, you guessed it, 23. Sith Assassin, you guessed everyone once again, 8. So let's go ahead and get that. As for skills, max out the 4, computer use, and of course security. We're almost at the soft cap in my mind for computer use. As for powers, let's see here. We're going to do his kill. Now, kill does is it does inflicts damage that's close to the target's maximum vitality points, and it's for 6 seconds. And of course, they lose some physical attributes as well. If they resist, nothing happens, but it's a very powerful single direct damage ability. Now we get character level 24, Sith Assassin to 9. So every level of 4, get yourself a free attribute point. That's character level wise. Now we get Constitution, put that to 18. We'll stop there. That'll be it for that. For skills, we'll put computer use to 20. We'll stop from here on out. A point in security. The rest we max out to 27. As for powers, let's go over that real quick. I feel like I'm going to start this one here. Drain Force. This does is drain 10 points of force points from one opponent to you. Now, if they resist, you only get 5 force points. So it's like emergency ability to use and abuse. If you need force points, restricted by armor, of course. Now, let's go over the feat. Now, I'm going to go over this one. It's Sneak Attack 5. But there's your proof of, I say, Force Camouflage. Sneak Attack 5 is 5 to, if I remember correctly, 30 points of damage added when you do a sneak attack. Very good stuff. Now we get character level 25, Sith Assassin. You guessed it, to 10. Oh yeah, I gotta get rid of computer use. No more of that. So demolition, awareness, persuade, and repair must be 28. Put a point in security and treat injury. So instead of computer use from here on out, we're gonna do is treat injury. So we'll get that over 20. It'll help us out greatly for breaking down parts for chemicals. So let's go over this. Let's see here what we could get. I'm just making sure everything's fine. Now, improve toughness is this. So any points of damage over 20, you shave 10% off of that, which is very nice. And you still get the tier 1, which is 1 vitality point per level. But it's a good thing. You want that. So we're going to max out that, I say, feat tree. As for force powers, we're going to go ahead and do is improved drain. So improved drain drains 20 force points from one opponent to you. They can resist that. If they resist it, you only get 10 instead of 20. This is like emergency, force power in case you really need force points. So let's go ahead and select that, and that's about it. Now we get to character level 26, Sith Assassin to 11. So let's go ahead and do that. We get another sneak attack. That's 6 to 36 points of extra damage when we do a sneak attack. Max out the 4, put a point of security and treat injury, and that should definitely do it. As for powers, let's go ahead and get the last one there. Master Drain, so this is like AoE Drain. It takes about 30 force points from the targets around you. If they resist, yeah, they only get stolen 15 force points. Good emergency power to use. It's AoE, very nice. Restricted by armor, of course, so be careful on that. Now we get character level to 27. And let's go over that real quick. I forgot that. Yeah, let's go over this. Just want to show you sneak attack once again. Oh, that's not the unarmed strike. It should be there somewhere. Yeah, see, 6 to 36 points of damage. I want to show that real quick again. Still, you get all the feats. I just want to show what people are looking forward to. Let's level up now. So let's see here. Max out the 4, and then security and treat injury, put a point in. As for powers, let's go down the list. Let's see here. So now we're going to go ahead and do this. Where is it at? Okay, we're not going to do that one. Nope. Instead, force suppression. This will get rid of tier 1 and tier 2 of force powers on an opponent. They have to recast it again. By the time they recast it, you beat them to death, or you use, I should say, crowd control, then beat them to death. Now we're at character level 28, Sith Assassin 13. So every level of 4, you get stuff for free attribute point. That's character levels total. So now we're done with Constitution Intelligence. We'll put a point in the Strength. So with this build, normally you stop at, I say, 15 Strength if you do it in the normal way. If you use any EXP farming tricks, you keep on going. Just pick the skills like I did. Now we get Sneak Attack 7. That's 7 to 42 points of extra damage when you do a sneak attack. That is some very powerful stuff. And then that does apply when you do Master Flurry against a target that's frozen into place. Now, I'm going to go ahead and select this one. Where is it at? So, Master Toughness is this. You get one more extra Vitality point. Just like the first tier of Toughness, you get another extra. So, for example, you take this at 40. Now you get, I should say, if I remember correctly, 80 extra Vitality points total. Because tier 1 and tier 3, you add them together and they're retroactive. Very useful stuff. Now, as for powers, Master Force Camouflage, plus 8 stealth when you use go into stealthing. Very good stuff. Now, Force Breach will get rid of all the, I say, force buffs on your opponent. So, for instance, they have the best Force Valor. You have to remove that and a whole bunch of others. They have to recast it again. By the time they recast it, you kill them. And there's your Force Power there, Master Camouflage, plus 8 additional points to stealth. And believe me, sometimes it works like a charm. I actually disabled some mines with that. Very easy, very simple to abuse. Now we get character level 29, Sith Assassin, you guessed it, to 14. So let's not waste any more time talking, just get the level up going. Now we get, of course, Demolition, Awareness, Persuade, and Repair, maxed out. Security and Treat Injury, put a point each into that. Okay, there you go. Now as for powers, so we got one line done, so let's see what else we could definitely do. I'm going to go ahead and do Force Push. It pushes opponent back. By the time they're pushed back, they're knocked to the ground. If you're real quick, you get to do an extra attack on before they get up. That actually does count as sneak attack, by the way. Where we get that entire line done. Now we get character level 30, Sith Assassin to 15. So we're matching up our Jedi Sentinel levels, so we even Steven. Now we get another sneak attack. That is 8, if I remember correctly. I think that's 48 damage. Yeah, 8 to 48 damage on sneak attacks. Just put the points like I have. Make sure the 4 are maxed out. Now, let's go ahead and do his Force Whirlwind. Much more powerful version of Force Push. Now, after you push them, they get locked into place. When that happens, they can't do anything. Go ahead and attack them like normal. And get that sneak attack bonus damage. And, yeah, I think it's 8 to 48 points of damage. Let's make sure we get that there. Let's see here. Yep, there you go. 8 to 48 points extra damage right there. We got 2 more feats of that to get, and that's about it. So let's move on to the next set of levels. This next set of levels is level 31 to 40, so if you did every single EXP farming trick, either Mines or Korriban Secret Tomb one, yeah, you'll be able to get these levels. As for skills, Demolition, Awareness, Persuade, and Repair must be max. Put a point in Security and Treat Injury. Now for feats, let's go over the feats I want to definitely get. So let's see here. We already got the Toughness one. That's done. We cannot get the Team Attack one. Instead, we'll get his Conditioning. This gives you +1 bonus to all saving throws. Now, that's very good. It helps you out greatly with those. You definitely want to get that tree done. Any points of saving throw bonus helps big time in this game. So, for Force Powers, let's go ahead and check it out. Let's do his Force Wave. This is like a propulsion field. Any foes that attack you, you use this ability, they all get pushed back. They fall on the ground. They get knocked down for 6 seconds. Enough to take a few of them out if you can with some sneak attack damage. And that should be definitely it for this level. So let's move to the next one. Level 31's done. Now we're at character level 32, Sith Assassin 17. So every level of 4, character level wise, you get yourself a free attribute point. Now we get sneak attack 9. Well, let's go ahead and do strength. There you go. We got 16 points in strength. So let's select that. As for feats, max out the 4 like I am. Put a point in security and treat injury. There you go. As for powers, let's see here. Where is it at? Okay, so we got the force one done. So we'll do his battle meditation. When you use this, you and your allies get +2 attack rolls, damage, and will saves. Also, vitality regeneration gets ticked up quite a bit. Very useful party favor, I say, universal force power. And that sneak attack damage is, if I remember correctly, is 9 to 56. At it, which is very nice. Or 54, not 56. Okay, let's level up to 33. So put points in the 4, max them out. Then security and treat injury. As for powers, let's see here. So now we're going to go ahead and work on his improved battle meditation. You get the bonus from the previous. However, if your enemies fail a will save, they get the following in negatives. -2 to attack rolls, -2 to damage, and -2 to will saves. They'll be suckered on other force powers. Very useful improvement. I try to use that a lot if there's a lot of enemies surrounding me. Now we get character level 34, Sith Assassin to, you guessed it, 19. So let's select that level up. As for skills, Demolition, Awareness, Persuade, and Repair, max it out. Then put a point in Security and Treat Injury. As for feats, we get Sneak Attack 10. That is 10 to 60 points damage added to Sneak Attack. That's like the best you could get. In other words, you max that out and that's about it. It's just like a scoundrel, except for you have force powers. So next up is Improved Conditioning. This gives you +2 bonus to all saving throws. I should say this definitely replaces the previous bonus. Yeah, we're going to get much saving throws as we can for that feat tree. Now, Master Battle Meditation is, now you get +4 to attack rolls, damage, and will saves, and still that regeneration for the party. You foes miss a will save to get -4 to attack rolls, damage, and will saves, which is good stuff. And that's about it for this level. Now we're at level 35, Sith Assassin to 20. So we get ourselves another defense after we just get this level, or say 2 points in defense. Demolition, Awareness, Persuade, and Repair must be 38. Put a point in Security and Treat Injury. There you go. Let's go for powers. And since we got that one done, let's see what else we could get. Okay, let's go ahead and grab this one. Force Power is a light side. Powers cost more to use, but you get +2 points in your attributes for you and everybody, and +2 saving throws, which is very nice. We'll negate some of that light side power cost. In fact, we have some good, charisma. Now we're at character level 36. Every level 4 gets yourself you guessed it, free attribute point. So let's get Sith Assassin to 21. So let's put that point into strength. So let's go ahead and pump that baby up there big time. So we already got the other 2. So let's go ahead and do it. It should be 17. By the time we level up, max our levels out, it should be 20, which is a good thing. Now, as for skills, max out the 4 like I did, then put a point once again in Security and Treat Injury. As for powers, we're going to do is this one. Night Valor, so everybody gets +3 points in all their attributes and saving throws. Also, they're immune to poison when this is in effect. Really useful stuff. Light sights power costs more, but you definitely want to get it. Very helpful. Now we get ourselves at character level 37, Sith Assassin to 22. So you're really doing some bad things, and it's really good. So let's go ahead and max out the 4 to 40, and then put a point in security and treat injury. As for feats itself, let's go ahead and do master conditioning, replace the other 2 bonus feats in that. Now you get +3 bonus to all saving throws, which is really good if you're in really get some saving throws, or you really need them. As for force powers, Master Valor, you get 5 points in all saving throws and 5 points in attributes, and also you still get the immunity to poison. Light side power costs more, but you have more charisma. It'll negate some of the cost. And besides, we have a lot of force points at this point. Now we're at character level 38, Sith Assassin to 23. Yeah, really moving up in the world, causing harm to others. Max out the 4 to 41, then put a point in security and treat injury. As for powers, we're going to get ourselves a new power once again. And let's see what else we have to get this time. And I'm going to go ahead and grab this one, Energy Resistance. This does is absorbs the 6 for 6 points of elemental damage, which is Sonic Fire, Cold, and Electric, and Energy. And it's a stealth buff, but eventually everybody will get that, which is a good thing. It's a universal power too. Now we're at character level 39. That is Sith Assassin 24. Oh yeah, we're getting some levels big time from this. Demolition, Awareness, Persuade, and Repair must be 42. Then put a point in treat injury and security. As for powers, we're going to go ahead and get this one. Improve Energy Resistance. It absorbs the first 12 points of elemental damage. And it also affects everybody in the party, which is a good thing. You really want this, especially against some folks who like to use lightsabers. And that's about for this level. Now we're at character level 40. Sith Assassin to 25. So every level's a 4. Character level wise, you get yourself again a free attribute point. And we're going to put that strength to 18. So yeah, we're going to pump that sucker up there. And we'll get 2 more when we get in the 40s. Skills, just do like I did. Just make sure the 4 are maxed out. And at least like a point of security and treat injury. We're almost at 20 treat injury, which is good news. As for feats, let's see here. And I'm going to go ahead and say this. Now, I pick armor proficiency medium, so that's why I can wear some helmets in case I cannot wear any fighting visors and such. If you don't like that route, go for the power attack one. That's all I have to say for advice. So let's go ahead and do Master Energy Resistance. This does is absorbs 20 first points of elemental damage. Everybody in the party should get it. Really useful party favor, I should say. Force power. It's universal. Nothing to cost anything extra or so. Now we're at the final set of levels, which is level 41 to 50. Let's start off with character level 41, Sith Assassin 26. As for skills, max out Demolition, Awareness, Persuade, and Repair. Put a point in security and treat injury. Almost 20 for treat injury, which is a good thing for breaking down, I should say, chemicals and such, or parts for chemicals. As for force powers, we got all the dark side ones, except for the story ones, of course. Now, force resistance is it protects you from, I say, certain foes and such, and their force powers. If they fail their rolls against you, and then, of course, the attack has no effect against you, which is good. This lasts 60 seconds. Very nice defensive ability to have. Now we're at character level 42, Sith Assassin to 27. So we're knocking out the 40s now. And we have good defense. So let's go ahead and do this. Max out the 4, then of course put a point in security and treat injury. Treat injury is now 20, so you get to break down certain items for chemicals very well. Now, force immunity is you're basically immune to all force powers if your opponent fails a roll against you or so, or if you succeed against an opponent with a roll. This happens, this lasts 60 seconds. This is great against bosses and such if you're having issues with said boss. So let's go ahead and hit the OK button, that's about it. Now we're at character level 43, Sith Assassin at 28. So let's go ahead and do it. So let's do his Demolition, Awareness, Persuade, and Repair max out. Security and treat injury, you put a point in. Now we get ourselves a feat. I'm going to go ahead and focus on his, let's see here, I was about to do Critical Strike, but now I'm just going to go ahead and look. Take your time looking because the last time I put points into those. So instead, I'm going to get our deflection up there. So we get +3 bonus on deflection rolls. This is very good against certain foes. This will also negate some of the penalties from the precise feat if foes have that. As for powers, we got the 2 there. This is good indeed. So now we're going to do is force body. So you lose 50% force power, minus percent. I say 50% minus vitality. However, your force powers are more potent and deadly. So if you really need a step up on force damage or so, pop this sucker and then use your dark side powers. Up to you on how you want to play this force power out. Now we're at character level 44, Sith Assassin, you guessed it, 29. So we're really doing some damage against foes. They're suffering, that's the good news. Every level 4 gets yourself a free attribute point. Put that point into strength. When we get that sucker to 20, we'll do more damage that way. As for skills, max out the 4 like I have to 47. Put a point in, of course, security and treat injury for the rest of the time as well. Ignore computer use, it's good at 20. We'll leave it at that. Now we'll get improved force body. The penalty gets dropped down to minus 40% vitality points and force points when you use this. Same as before for potency and deadliness when you use a force power after it. And that's about it for this level. Now we'll get our Sith Assassin to 30. That is character level 45. So let's go ahead and do that. Demolition, awareness, persuade, and repair must be 48. Put 1 point security and treat injury, and that should do it for skills. As for powers, let's see here. We're going to do is Master Force Body. Penalty gets dropped down to 30% minus on vitality points, and of course force points when you use this force power. However, your force powers after it's more potent and deadly, which is a good thing, especially if we're using we need to really clear out foes. Is Force Storm with it. That's about it. Now we get character level 46, Sith Assassin 31. So we're getting over 30 for the Sith Assassin class. So let's go ahead and hit that level up button, shall we? As for skills, demolition, awareness, persuade, and repair. Put a point in security and treat injury. As for feats itself, let's see here. We're going to get the Master Deflection one. This gives you plus 6 bonus to all deflection rolls. This way you get to also deflect more blaster shots more often than not, unless someone's using a precise feat. The higher ones. But still, it's good to have for that. So let's go ahead and get more force powers. Let's see what we could get. Now, I could have some options going, but I'm going to go ahead and go with this instead. Force Aurora gives you plus 2 bonus to defense and all saving throws, which is nice. It's a light side power, costs a little bit more to use, but if you really need more defense and, of course, saving throws, this is the way to go. Or I say this is the way. Now we're at character level 48, Sith Assassin 32. So let's go ahead and hit that level up button. Now for skills, let's see here. Demolition, awareness, persuade, and repair must be at 50. Put a point in security and treat injury. That's about it. So now let's go ahead and put the second tier of this one. Force shield. Now you get plus 4 bonus to defense. And of course saving throws, which is really good. And that's about it for this very level. Now we're at Sith Assassin 33, character level 48. Every level 4 gets yourself a free attribute point. This is the last time to do this. So we're going to put our strength to 20. So it's a natural 20 plus 5 mod bonus for that. As for skills, max out the ones like I'm doing and put a point of security and treat injury. And that should do it for that. Now, Force Armor gives you plus 6 points to defense and saving throws. Really useful. Seriously. And that's about it. Now we get Sith Assassin to 34, character level 49. So we're closing in on capping our character. The hardcore cap. Now max out the 4 like I did. Put a point in security and treat injury. That should do it for the skills. As for feats, last time I put a feat in. I decided to go ahead and do his power attack. Now if you didn't pick medium armor, instead I would definitely say is you'll get the master version. For now I get the improved version, which is alright. But I'm using more Master Flurry since I'm a Sith Assassin. And I have all the, you guessed it, I should say sneak attack. So now we're going to pick ourselves another force power, which is throw lightsaber. So I'll aim at one target. It'll be 1/6 damage for every 2 levels of the attacking character. This is very nice to troll some enemies with. Now we get our Sith Assassin to 35, character level 50. It's last time to level up, so last time put skill points and such there. Max out all 4 to 53. Put a point of security and treat injury. As for powers, what we're going to do is advance throw lightsaber. So hit 3 targets instead of 1. Damage is about the same, and that's about it for leveling up from level 2 to 50. Next part is build video is suggested party members. Now, for, of course, maxing out your dark side powers, you get +3, you guessed it, dexterity. So I'm going to suggest party members. Atton's a great team up because if you and him are attacking the same target, if they're locked down, for example, by Kreia or Disciple or Visa, you get to do sneak attack damage. Baldur is alright, but he's more of a crafter. Mandalore's very good selection if you want to go that route. Disciple's pretty nice if you don't want to use Kreia or Visa for locking down targets. Handmaid's pretty good, just like Mandalore. However, she's more of a light side playthrough. Now, Kreia is a great addition because she can help locking down targets. You just keep on attacking. Same thing as Visa as well. She's not like Kreia, but she's good. T3M4 is alright, but there's better party members out there. Mirror's very good selection. You want to go that route. But if you're playing Dark Side, you get Hanhar instead. Hanhar is a good melee frontline fighter, but a lack of defense might bench him. HK47 is a great party member to use. Go to, I'd probably say pass. I'd probably say is Et and Kreia is a good selection for your team to round out. That's about it for suggested party members. I always have to put up this disclaimer. In Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, most of the equipment in the game are RNG, random on generation. That's from quest rewards, enemy drops, in containers, and so on and so forth. Now, for this build, I'm mainly doing like my, I should say, Sith Marauder, except for the headgear. So it's basically a strength type of equipment you want. As for lightsabers, if you could get yourself a short lightsaber, that is fine. If not, sell for 2 normal lightsabers. If you're really bad on lightsabers, you accidentally did the double lightsaber, that's fine as well too, but just focus on the single lightsaber upgrade main hand if you go that route. Otherwise, just use my advice for the main hand and offhand. I'm going to go ahead and start with the equipment. First of all, gear that you could wear. Let's start off with the implants. You want the physical boost D package, which gives you the following in +3, which is strength, constitution, dexterity. Unfortunately, it requires 18 constitution to use, which we do have. If you cannot find those, look for something that's under that by 1 or 2 tiers. Now, for headgear, this is different than, of course, my Sith Marauder and Jedi Watchman. You want the Force Focusing Visor. This gives you +1 Charisma, +4 Wisdom, and +2 Force Regeneration. Very good headgear to use. If you cannot find it, there's a light headgear, or I think a normal headgear, that gives you critical hit immunity. If you find that, go ahead and get it. That's a 4th immunity you have. If you're really unlucky, medium armor headgear is nice as well with resistant in it, like for example energy resistance and such like that. Let's go over the hands, aka gauntlets. Dominator gauntlets +5 strength. If you cannot find any of these, you're really unlucky on RNG. Sell for any of the other strength ones as well, that's lower than the +5 ones. As for arms and shields, you want your name's armband, that's your character name by the way, +1 constitution. This is actually at the Prelgus 2 crew cores in a foot locker. Yeah, you'll get that mentioned during the story saying I have to search my room. That's where it's at. As for the shield, you want the Verpine prototype shield. Absorbs the following for 170 points total. Energy, sonic, cold, heat, and electric. Now, if you don't want this prototype shield thing, then of course there's a dark side item later on in the game. If you get really lucky, this gives you +1 strength, which is real nice if you want to even things out. Let's go to the belts. Now, for the belts as follows, the GNN Strength Enhancer. This gives you +4 strength. If you cannot find any other belt like this, go for any other belt, of course, with strength in it. If you're like, for example, 0 for 20 for belts, look for any with resistant types in these belts. Let's go to the robes. Now, as for robes, you want the Dark Jedi Master or Jedi Master robes. Gives you a little bit extra defense and such. Either color will do. Now, here's the upgrades as follows. If you can put this one in it, Armor Plating Overlay 4. Gives you +2 Dex, +1 Reflex Saves, and +8 Stealth. Requires 27 repair to craft. You should be able to craft it big time. The underlay, you could definitely do this one. Environmental underlay 5, 30% versus cold and fire. And of course, resistance 10/cold and fire. So it shaves off the first 10 points of cold and fire. Requires 29 demolition to craft. So you could definitely craft that. If not, look for a strength robe. That'll help you out greatly. Let's move on to the light armor if you're going that route. Now, for armor, this is the type of armor that is light. You can use force powers with. If you don't want to use robes, here's the best one I suggest. Jiao Shay Mentor Armor, +1 in Persuade, +4 Charisma, +1 Wisdom, and a defense of 4. Here's the following upgrades. Energy Shielding 4 gives you 30% versus energy damage. Requires 30 demolition to craft. By the way, you could craft that. Now, Strengthening Underlay 5 gives you +3 strength and constitution. This is really good, by the way. It gives you extra strength. Requires 29 treat injury to craft. If you use Force Valor or so, you could craft this on your own. If not, have Cray or someone else in your party to do it. If you cannot find this armor, look for something similar to that. Let's move on to Lightsaber of Ice. Here are the lightsaber crystals. First of all, the first crystal you really want to find, or when you get to it in the point in the story, is your name crystal. It has your character name on it. Like, for example, Reva. That's her name. You'll see her name on it if you have that name. Now this crystal will level up with Kreia or when you first get a very high level. It also depends on not only your level, but your force alignment as well. In this case, you want the dark side one. Now, the location of this crystal is simple. It's on Dantooine in the Crystal Cave. Kreia will talk about that. So, good idea to bring Kreia with you, so this way she tells you all about that crystal. Here's the second one. You want the Quinnatsai Crystal, +5 energy damage to regenerate 1 force point. This is a dark side user only crystal. Perfect for this character. Where to get this? This is in the Izai Cantina on the planet Alderaan. Yeah, that's that Civil War planet. Trade 1 of your starport visas to Sakari. That's the female one there. She says, I have a crystal. Yeah, that's the one you want to get. You will get dark side points for this as well. This is what you want. If for some reason you cannot get this crystal, look for any other crystals that's close to it in damage. Let's go over the lightsaber main hand upgrades. Now, here's the following upgrades you want for your lightsaber in the main hand. Energy cells, you want the ultimate dilithium energy cell, +5 energy damage, requires 29 computer use to craft. Have someone with computer use craft this for you. A whole bunch of them, in fact. Emitters, expert fencing emitter, +5 defense bonus, 3 energy damage, requires 27 repair to craft. This character could craft it for you. Lenses, Pontai lenses, +1 attack, 2 to 12 energy damage, requires 27 awareness to craft. Guess again, your main character could craft that. Let's go over the offhand. Now for the offhand crystals, you want as follows. The Ankari's Sapphire. This gives you keen, in other words, drops your threat roll range. So if you got 20 threat roll range, now it'll probably drop down to either 19 to 20 or 18 to 20. +1 dexterity, +2 strength, and +2 health regeneration. Now the next crystal we want is the Ampari crystal. That's +3 attack, 1 to 8 energy damage. Honorable mention is the Ultima Pearl. That'll give you 2 dexterity, 1 strength, and of course massive criticals and such. If you cannot find any of the 3 crystals I just mentioned, look for something similar to that. Let's go to the lightsaber offhand. Now, once again, for lightsabers, the same as the main hand. For energy cells, you want the ultimate dilithium energy cell. Now, emitters, you want the expert fencing emitters. Good idea to craft 2 of those each. Same thing with the lenses, which is the Pontai lenses as well. That's about it for gear and, of course, lightsabers. Next part of this build video is combat and tactics. As always, make sure you buff up before or during the lockdown phase. Either have Kreia, someone with very high force power usage, or even yourself to lock down your foes, like for example with the Insanity line and such like that. So once your foes are locked down, definitely use Master Flurry, so this way you get an extra attack, and all those attacks will be added with sneak attack damage. And believe me, in some cases, I could get over 100 points of damage, which is very insane. Now, if you do get real bored, Force Lightning is a way to go to clear out the room as well. Just remember to buff before or during the lockdown phase. After that, go to town on your immunities. That's about it for combat and tactics. And one more thing, use the purple thing for your stances, so this way you regenerate more force points. And, of course, you resist more force powers as well. Here's some final advice before I end this build video. So, obviously, this dark side build, you want to go for the Jedi Sentinel, at least to level 15. Once you're level 15, switch to Sith Marauder. Start learning how to do crowd control. In other words, either you are creating your party, or you may be a very powerful force user lock down your immunities. Once your foes are locked down after you buff yourself up, go to town on them with a, Master Flurry, because those extra attacks will also have extra sneak attack damage as well. If you get real bored, Force Lightning is the way to go to clear out the room. Now, if you're facing bosses, try attack your foes from behind, since they're basically immune to, sneak attack and such. Just remember, you have the power of the dark side, you have power of sneak attack, your foes will fear you. This is it from my Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 Jedi Sentinel Sith Assassin build video. This is Lord Fenton signing off. Thanks for watching, and have a great day or night, and do please stay safe. Please subscribe to my channel for more Star Wars content just like this. If you like what you see, then pick my suggestion on the upper left hand corner, or YouTube's suggestion on the bottom left hand corner. May the Force be with you.